Well, how y'all are this afternoon? This is your buddy George Jones over at the Bergen Gun Range. With my next installment on 8, I got this old used gun. The old used gun I got today is this guy. It's not really old, but it's a used gun. The 709 Slim from Taurus. Now, the 709 is one of those Taurus's gun of the year. In other words, every year they try and come out with a hot seller gun. The 709 was the hot seller gun for a few years ago. This one is in 9mm. They also make a version of this gun in 380. The 709 is basically a striker fired 9mm semi-automatic pistol. It has blade actuated safety in the trigger. It has loaded round indicator up on top, which some people like and some people don't. It has all the controls are on one side for your right hand, your slide release, and your manual safety, which this gun has manual safety. Some of them don't. Okay. Takedown is very similar to a Glock up here on this thing. 3-dot semi-adjustable sights. The rear sight is adjustable for elevation. Of course, you have to drift it to get it to go. It has Taurus lockout on it, so if you got a Taurus key, you can lock that gun up and it's kid safe. Magazine release is on one side. Magazine button on these are fairly small. I don't think they designed this gun with the intention of you performing a tactical or administrative reload in the middle of a shooting confrontation. It's a, what is it? It's got, it is a 3-inch barrel, which makes it about a 1 7/8 inch bore. Flat, it's nice and flat. It is indeed slim. And it worked pretty good over the years. I've noticed the time that he's been out, and we've sold a lot of these. These were a hot seller a couple of 3 years ago for Taurus in the interim between the time that they were getting the bugs worked out of the original PT-111 and actually got the PT-111 working. Like that. It just works just like a PT-111. It works just like a lot of Tauruses of this design genre. With all of that having been said, let's test this old gun out and see how it shoots. Now, it's a full house 9mm. It's got a 7-round magazine with witness holes on both sides and a bright yellow follower. Run one up in there pretty good. It's very narrow. I'm worried about the recoil impulse on my old hand. That's 10. It's kind of a kicker. Has a nice short, crisp reset, but it's kind of a kicker. Right for the X. All right. Yeah. All right, let's try some shells again. 2, 3. I remember these sets came with one magazine. 4. The extra magazines run somewhere around, I think the extra mags for these guys are like 35 bucks. Let's try one more. See if you can get it in there. Like most Tauruses, it's real hard to load at the bottom of the mag. Got back up in there. Drop that slide. And let's get back on it here. I'll elbow it. It has nice sound recoil like most Taurus automatics. It's not fun to shoot, let's put it that way. The reason why I don't have one, because it ain't fun to shoot. But it does work. And it works pretty good. This is the 7-yard training range for Kentucky CCDW. That was 7 and 7 is 14. That was 14 rounds. 1 9, all 10s, 2 X's. It's very acceptable marksmanship. Very acceptable marksmanship and very acceptable function. Like most Tauruses, it has, you know, on full-size calibers like 9mm, 45, 40, and so forth, it has quite a bit of recoil impulse. I said that right that time, recoil impulse. It is slim, so it's very narrow back here. And I do have arthritis in both hands and thumb surgeries and finger surgeries and everything. And you know, hard kickers are not pleasant for me to shoot. A young person would probably never notice it, just to tell you the truth. It's very serviceable handgun. I like Taurus brands pretty good. I mean, you know, just tell you the truth. I think they're a better gun than Smith & Wesson. Just tell you the truth. I don't like the way it looks. It looks kind of clunky and weird. The trigger guard is not made to satisfy me, but you know, I'd want something else, something a little bit more, you know, but that has nothing to do with the function of the firearm. This guy works as agreed. These guys sold new 3 or 4 years ago for when I was working out of Brag About Guns and Ammo over in Harrisburg. We were selling this gun for $189 right there. You know, it was right at $200 with the tax and everything. So, you know, the used value of this gun somewhere around 150 bucks. So anyway, well, that's about the size of it. Old Taurus 709 Slim and 9mm barrel. Like, take, share, commentate, and subscribe. Leave me an old $1 in a Patreon bucket out on the way out the door if you like my content. And next week we're going to start the big high point review. I was over at the warehouse at Apache Armaments the other day, and they had got sorting guns that came from the various gun auctions around the country and police trade-in stuff and different stuff, and they had sorted all these different guns out into categories and put them in bins. And there's about 250 high points over there. So I figured, you know, I'd go through there and get me a dozen of them in different configurations and calibers and start me a high point product review. The things I do, I swear. All right then, we'll see y'all, and I appreciate you watching and appreciate everything. See y'all.